Good morning, everyone. We're leaving to the airport in Miami for our synagogue trip to Israel, filled with dozens and dozens of suitcases and multiple vehicles of generous donations that members of the community made to take to our brothers and sisters in Israel. And Baruch Hashem, we have 35 members of our synagogue traveling to Israel for a week to support our brothers and sisters in Israel. This is the beauty of the Jewish community worldwide, who is standing together in solidarity with the people of Israel. This week's Torah portion discusses the laws of kosher, and it discusses which fish, animals, and birds are kosher and which aren't. And one of the birds that's not kosher is called the ra'ah. The ra'ah is the kite, but literally ra'ah is seeing. Why is the kite called the seeing bird? Because it has perfect vision. Its vision is very, very sharp and keen, and therefore it's called the ra'ah, the seeing bird. But the question is, why is it not kosher? Being able to see properly and from a great distance should be a virtue, it should be an advantage. Why is it called a non-kosher bird? And the Talmud says something interesting. The Talmud says that it's a non-kosher bird because it could be in Babylon, and with its eyes it could see a carcass to prey on, laying in the land of Israel. And perhaps this is not just that it has good eyesight, that it could see a carcass from such a far distance, but it's a metaphor. And the metaphor is that the kite is always looking for something to prey on, and therefore it scans the land of Israel, even from Babylon, and it fixes its eyes on a carcass, and then it swoops in, and preys on the carcass. And perhaps what the Talmud is teaching us is that we all have vision, or we all have perspective. But the question is what we do. Do we use our vision to see the good, to see the positive and the beauty in everyone and everything around us? Or like the kite bird, do we seek dead carcasses? Do we seek to find the negative and find a place that we can prey on for our own selfish benefit? And as I leave to Israel today with our community, I think about the kite, because today with social media or with media, we are like the kite. We can see in Babylon, in the diaspora, what is going on in Israel. But too many media outlets just want to focus on the dead carcasses. All they want to focus on is the negative actions of Israel. Israel is not perfect like any country, but overwhelmingly, Israel is a country of peace-loving, kind, compassionate, good people. But if you follow the media, you would think the worst things about Israel, because some outlets just focus on the negative, on the carcasses. But when you go to Israel, like we are traveling today, you see the warmth, the love, the beauty, the goodness of the Israeli people. And that's why part of our mission is not just to bring support and love to our brothers and sisters in Israel, but to come back with inspiring stories, to be witnesses to the righteousness and the goodness of the Jewish people in the land of Israel, how they wish for nothing more than to live in peace with our enemies. But if our enemies attack us under Jewish law, we are obligated to defend ourselves. Self-defense is a mitzvah, and therefore, yes, we are prepared to defend our families like any moral person would. Tomorrow when we land in Israel, it will be the 180th day since October 7th, which means that the 134 hostages that are in captivity have been in captivity for 180 days. And this is a time to raise our voices to the inhumanity of what happened on October 7th, that the Bibas family, little children, mothers, grandmothers, grandfathers, were abducted from their homes and taken into a cruel, barbaric environment where they are being physically, emotionally, and even sexually abused. And we cannot tolerate this. We cannot keep quiet. We must raise our voices. All the righteous and moral people of the world must stand up in one voice and demand the immediate release of all of our hostages. One of the hostages that was taken into captivity, her name is Sapir Cohn, and she describes the way she was put on a motorcycle with two terrorists with guns in front of her and two behind her. And she says as she was being driven off to Gaza, she sat up straight with her head high, because she said, I know my mother and father will see this video of me going in, being taken hostage, I want them to know that I'm strong, that I'm confident, that I have faith, that I will endure and I will come home to them. And indeed, she did come home to them after 54 days in captivity. But you think about the strength of this 23-year-old girl as she's facing the most terrifying moment of her life. What is her thoughts? Her thoughts are, my parents, how will they survive this tragedy? Let me send them an image of strength, of hope, of optimism, so they will be strong. This is the beauty of the Jewish people. This is the beauty of the Israeli people, that even in the most trying moments, we don't think first and foremost about ourselves. We think about others. Yes, we hold our heads high because we know that we are a moral, righteous people, regardless of what the world says about us, regardless of what those kites, those media outlets that seek to find all the dead carcasses and find anything negative they can report about Israel. The most important thing is that we know who we are. As David Ben-Gurion once said, it doesn't matter what the world says, it matters what we Jews do. What we're going to do is love, support, and embrace each other. I'm looking forward to spending the next week in Israel with our brothers and sisters. As Rabbi Riskin once said when he came to Palm Beach, he said, Israel is not Disneyland, it's the motherland. Disneyland you go to when the weather is right, when conditions are fair, when it's comfortable. But the motherland, you visit your mother when she needs you most, when she is most vulnerable. The Jewish people are going through the fight of their life. Since its existence, this is perhaps the most trying time. And we're there to show up, embrace them, love them, and support them with the same faith and confidence that they have shown. And together, B'yachad, as the slogan says, Ninatseach, we will be victorious. Have a wonderful day.